back to the channel. Trust you guys are doing really good. If this is your first time coming across this channel, I'm Chinwe. I want to thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos, for your comments, your contributions, your take on every video I made. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate. So in today's video, let's look at this white guy. Like, he's a white. He's trying to advise black people to stick together. I don't know what prompted this video. Like, I can't really say what prompted it. Like him coming out to advise blacks to stick together. Okay, I didn't make it up anyways. Let's watch him and hear what he has to say.
Yo, what's good? This video right here, I'm making it for black people. That's right, black people. You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck? Who's got the better bitch? Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other. Always trying to put each other down. Y'all need to work together, like us Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and black people. That's why a Hispanic starts a business. Most of the time, he's successful because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help. We work together. Y'all black people need to do that. Stick together, help each other out. Stop the fucking competing. That's not helping. Peace.
He's a white advising black people to stick together. Do you believe that? Do you believe him? Like, do you think blacks don't stick together? Do you actually believe what he said? Okay, there are a lot of stitches on this video. A lot of people made stitches on this video. Let's hear them and hear their reactions.
Seen with black people, you guys are always trying to compete against each other.
No. We ain't doing this. Hispanics, blacks need to unite. First of all, I am Hispanic and black. And when it comes to the black culture versus the Hispanic culture, I learned from my personal experience that the Hispanic culture is more jealous within each other. Because when it comes to Mexican, fucking Puerto Rican, and fucking Salvadorian and Dominican and Ecuadorian, all that shit, them motherfuckers, they want to compete. Who's the best? Who's the better Hispanic? Fuck that. That's where you got the shit twisted. I don't know where the fuck you grew up, but I'm gonna speak some real shit. That shit is dumb. When it comes to the black culture, hey, we have no choice but to compare each other to each other. I mean, we all came from the same motherland. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody be like, oh, well, you're not, you know. Now, I ain't gonna lie. There's motherfuckers that those goofy motherfuckers be like, oh, well, you know, you ain't black enough. You light skinned and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we can't control that shit. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck we gonna control the color of our skin? You know what I'm saying? If we black, I'm Puerto Rican and black. My mom is Puerto Rican, born in Puerto Rico. And, you know what I mean? And my dad's, he's black. He's born here in America. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't control it. But I never am jealous of another Hispanic culture. That shit's goofy as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you know, when it comes to blacks and shit, don't get me wrong, we have a lot to work on. But we're never, you know, jealous or, you know, fucked up on each other. So when it comes to the whole, what you said with the whole Hispanics versus blacks, I really don't know what you're trying to do. Hopefully, hopefully you ain't trying to like divide us and shit. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, man, it is what it is, man. Look, I grew up differently than you. You grew up differently than me, and like I said, man, in my opinion, the Hispanics are the ones that actually are more jealous between each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass?
Hey, Chico, I'm going to be honest with you. We don't ask that question because we understand that you a situation put before us that we can't touch. And what that means is that you're allowed to do what you do undisturbed. Don't nobody come into your community trying to segregate your community. You guys segregate your own community with the anti-black racism between you guys, the darker Hispanics and the lighter Hispanics, the Blancos and everyone else. Let's be honest and clear about that. Our community is infiltrated and forced against each other. You can look at every news broadcast. You can look at everything that is, and it's against black people. So no, we don't ask that question why. Because
Put each other down. Y'all need to work together, like us Hispanics do.
While I do know that this brother meant well when he made this video stating that the reason the Hispanic people prosper is because they stick together, and he pointed out that we as a people, as Africans, I'm guessing here in America, don't stick together. And judging by the comments of a lot of our people who are amening him, I kind of get the sense that not a lot of people understand why we are where we are as a people. First off, the Spaniards helped to start the slave trade. Second, there is no other group of people who's had ancestors who have been enslaved for centuries on this very soil that we're on. There were no other people that were treated the way our people were treated, made to work for free, made to give up their children being sold from them. Then there were laws that were put in place that are still in place today to limit our success. This very land that I am on, my 46 acres, was so symbolic to me. It was so important for me to get what my ancestors were promised. Africans have been through. You have that sensitivity and you have that background knowledge to understand why we are where we are. Now, as far as the part about us not sticking together, I agree with that. I think more efforts need to be there for us to stick together as a people. But understand this, the division that you see with our people today was also came from the enslavement of our people and slave masters and how they pinned us against each other based on the color, the hue in our skin. There's this book called the Willie Lynch book. Some people debated and they said, oh, it wasn't true, but it talked about how to basically get us to be more submissive as enslaved people. And the method in which they used was to make us be against each other. Yes, those are all curses that have been passed down. Those are things that need to be broken. I'm not making excuses, but when we put things on the internet, we need to also put little disclaimers and understand the root of why a people is where they are today. No other group of people, let me reiterate that, no other group of people have been through what we've been through.
She's right. She's right.
Black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck?
Ain't nobody said that shit, sir. Like, I really feel like I get what you're trying to do with your video. And because I know what you're trying to do, I'm not necessarily mad at that. But don't lie in the process. We're not checking for your cars and your trucks and trying to figure out how we can get like that community. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Now, I will admit that the Black community definitely needs to stand together, right? But I feel like you, of all people, should also know that even with the struggles that we have, that number one, it's us against everybody else. And you acting like y'all don't have anti-Blackness in your own community against Afro-Latinos. I just find this perspective just a little weird, although I see what you're trying to do. Now, again, the Latino community, I wholeheartedly agree. Family first, very communal people in essence, but don't act like that you don't, of course, have your issues as well, because you definitely do. Everything is not hunky-dory. Everything is about the family, and all of y'all are just putting everything together to work together. Y'all got some issues too. I just feel like it could have been maybe worded differently and just maybe expressing how you would like, of course, just to see us coming together, but you didn't have to do it in a superficial way, like we checking for your cars and trucks, because that's all I'm saying. But we also have to acknowledge that even amongst, of course, community, in order for us to try to make it the way that the systems are very much set up in this country, it's always been hard for us to get ahead. And it's always going to be hard or harder. It's not impossible, but there are systems in place to make sure that they are designed and they function in the way that they were created, right? So it is not an excuse for the Black community to give up and not do anything, but at the same time that it's going to magnify or be just as great as anybody else, unless there is a massive change in the demographic and the percentage of Black people in this country. That's, of course, when you're going to see change. But we are educating ourselves. We are building businesses. We all, of course, have work to do, but don't try to act as if other communities are top tier when the system was designed to make sure that we were last.
Video right here, I'm making it for Black people.
No, thank you. And I'm not coming for him because he didn't say anything out of pocket. But he also didn't say anything original. People have been saying this shit for decades. And the problem that I have is that if I would have jumped on here and made a video addressing the Hispanic community, a lot of people would have been in their feelings about that. Why can't people just talk about the issues in the communities that they're a part of? Like, if we all just stayed in our swim lanes, things would be a lot better. But for some reason, people feel very inclined to comment on the communities of other people. And for whatever reason, everybody feels like they can talk about what Black people are doing or not doing. Why? And that comment section was concerning. Someone even being like, I want me a Hispanic man. Like, why do y'all get so pressed when somebody that's not Black gives you like the slightest bit of attention? It's kind of embarrassing. No shade, but it is.
Yo, what's good? This video right here,
you will want to pay attention to his entire post. And let me tell you something. Sometimes truth comes from the most unexpected places. And just because you have issues perhaps with the source of the truth, that doesn't mean that it's not true. So there are times when we have to look at ourselves hard, examine ourselves, our groups, our families, our whatever it happens to be, because you get some new information that challenges your perspective of what is true and what is not. Every single thing he's saying in this post is true, whether or not you agree with who's delivering the truth. The reality is that we know y'all don't really care for us. We understand that. But the message is still valid, folk. Pay attention.
yo, what's good? This video right here,
I'm gonna need y'all to go back and watch that whole video. Not only what he said was erroneous, but it's rooted in a stereotype that's placed on Black people. There are many of us that work together and support each other on a daily. Many of us have real community going on. Many of us are doing real community work with each other. So again, not only what he said was wrong, but it was highly stereotypical. And because of that, he owes every Black person on this app a huge apology.
He said said he needs to apologize to blacks. So guys, that's it for this video. What do you think? What's your own contribution to this video? Let's hear yours in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Share, comment and like. See you in my next video. Bye.